Hey guys, welcome back to today's video is going to be my October reading wrap up as well as my November TBR. So let us go ahead and get into it. So I read 5 books this month. So let me tell you them, and I'm really excited. And also I am sorry for not doing reading vlogs. The reason why is because any read vlog they did just didn't work out. So okay, so the first book I read is by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is Carrie Soto is Back. This one is about a girl who plays, or a woman who plays tennis, and her name is Carrie Soto, and she's getting out of retirement to reclaim her title. And throughout this book, so for the first part of it, you're seeing her as a child and her like coming to love tennis as a sport, and then you go into the actual competitions and how like good she was and how amazing she was. So Carrie Soto was one of the best women tennis players at the time, and then she just comes back out of retirement to reclaim like a world record that she has. So that is this book, and I liked it. I would give it a 4 stars. This book was really good, and this book was one of those books you can read 100 pages at a time. Like, you can easily binge read this book. It was really good. I really liked it. So and I can't wait to read more by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I really want to read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo really badly. So I don't have the book, but maybe we can get it and read that one. The next book I DNF'd. So this book was The Tales of the Haunted Mansion, Volume 1, The Fearsome, Foursome. I DNF'd this book. I didn't care for it. I didn't like it. I got halfway through with this story. So pretty much this is just like telling kind of stories of the Haunted Mansion. It really wasn't. It was slow paced. It was fast. And I also do think so because, as you guys can see, it was a little bit to get into because it wasn't normally what I read. This is kind of like a more kidder version book. This is like a kid book, so it really didn't grasp my attention, and I didn't care for it. So that's kind of why I would recommend it to you if you are, I would say maybe like 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, around there. You would definitely like it. I just didn't care for it. So the next book I read is I Must Betray You by Rita Sepetys. I don't know if I said that name right. So this author I've been seeing, I've seen her book The Salt to the Sea, and I really wanted to read it, but I didn't know how I would like it. And her books are sad, and this book is a true story. So it's not a full true story, but it is kind of like a true story. So what it does is it tells you, and it's talking about how Romania was back in the 1980s, and this took place I think in 1989, if I remember. Yeah, so this takes place Romania in 1989, and that was 30 something years ago. So how old 33 years ago, I think. So this was taking place around the time, and it kind of basically just kind of shows that communism and stuff that we think ended and World War II did not. So it was definitely interesting, and I definitely recommend it if you like kind of history or want a story that was good and like this stuff, if that makes sense. I really did like it. I give it a 4 stars. It was really good. I did also read this one for school. So, and also my teacher, my literature teacher, she picks really good books for us to read, and this one was definitely a good book. So I do really want to read The Salt to the Sea, and I still want to read that book, so maybe we can get it sometime soon. So I did like it, and I would recommend it to you guys. Okay, the next one I read was The Shining by Stephen King. This book was really, I liked this book, and it didn't really, okay, mind if you're sitting there, did it scare you? No. I did think so. Okay, this is about Jack, or actually truly saying, is yeah, Jack is one of the main characters, but it pretty much is Danny who is his son. And it pretty much is talking about how Danny can like see ghosts and see the stuff in this hotel. So Jack gets a job at a hotel to where he is pretty much managing it, and for the winter. And I think that would actually be a really cool job because there's no one else in the hotel except for the family. And I just think that would be a really cool job to do because you're pretty much just having to try to like keep track on the heaters and other things. And then you can just like play and whatever. So I just think it would be fun. I just think it's a fun job because I mean you get to just do that. You have a whole hotel to yourself that's big, and I just think it would be cool, and I think it would be fun. Now, from what my dad says, is I've seen the movie. I do not remember the movie. So, yeah. I don't remember it. I do want to see it sometime this weekend or kind of in November. I do want to see it. So, can't wait. And it also did give me fall vibes, too. Or it was really kind of, I really do like when I read it because it definitely gave me that vibe of it. Then the last book I read this month was Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. This book, you guys. So I have it on here as a 3 stars. I'm going to bump that up to a 5 stars. I cannot stop thinking about this book. This book was so good. I loved it so much. I Want to Be More by Lisa Jewell. It was also a book that I read in one day. Like, it was a book that you can just like binge read. It's just really good. So what this is about this girl named Ellie Mack who goes missing. And she's been missing for a long time, and then her mother Laurel sees or meets this guy at a coffee shop named Floyd, whose daughter looks like Ellie. And then stuff starts to appear. It is emotional, it is shocking, and it is like so good. I recommend you reading this book so much. I love it so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the rating in here because it is not a 3 stars. It is definitely 5 star. So I really do want to get more, and I think Lisa Jewell did come out with a new book, so I do want to read more from her because this book was really good. I loved her writing style in it, and if I'm not mistaken, she might be British because the way I said British, because they said mum in here, and that kind of did throw me off a little bit because they were going mum instead of mom. So, but that again, I'm not complaining. I just thought it was a good book, and I love it so much, and I'd recommend it. So, yeah. Okay, so now let's go on to my TBR. This one is a ambitious TBR. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books on my TBR. So, we'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to get to them, but we'll see. So, the first book is, and I really want to finish this because as you guys can see, like, I'm really close to finishing it, is Curiosity's Neverseen. This book, as you guys know, I think I had it like my July TBR. I did not read it. I want to read it. I want to finish it this month. That is my goal. I am finishing this book this month so that I can go on to the next one, which is Lobster. I'm going to say lobster, but it's not lobster. I don't know. Whatever the 5th book is, this is the 4th book. It is really good. And yeah. And so. Okay. So now the next book I really want to read is, well, it's kind of like a series. And I really want to read this series. So I want to read the Shadow and Bone trilogy. So you have Shadow and Bone, then you have Sage and Storm, and then Rune and Rising. I want to read these books this month to kind of see if I like the series, because this series is like talked about and it's hyped and people like it, but there's also people who have very mixed reviews about it. So I want to see what the hype is, and I do want to read the Crooked Kingdom, and I'm also not waiting to read this book and then the Crooked Kingdoms like series, or this series, or whatever. I think that's what it is. Or no, Six of Crows, not Crooked. Yeah, Six of Crows. Six of Crows, not Crooked Kingdom. I don't know. I'm confused. So I just want to read it to see what it is. And I will also have a separate video for this series, or for this trilogy, so make sure you watch out for that. And then I want to read these two, which are by Stephen King. So I want to read Doctor Sleep, which is a sequel to The Shining. And yeah, I just want to read it because I like The Shining. So it was just so cool because this month I got my first like taste in a Stephen King book, not in a movie, because I've seen it. I love it. It's my favorite horror movie of all time. So not of like the movies, but of his writing, and I did like his writing. And then we got Dreamcatcher by Stephen King. And I have actually no clue what it's about. All I know is about someone who is bullying. And it is Derry. Ooh, Haunted Town of Derry. Have we seen that? So I'm excited. Ooh. So I don't know if we're going to see some characters from it. I doubt we will. But, I mean, it says Derry. And it takes place in Derry. So, Okay, so then the next books I want to read are a little bit, they're not like a series, but they're interchangeable. And I think I've had this on my TBR for, yeah, I had them last month. I did not have them the month before, or that month before. Okay, so I've had them for 2 months. They are It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. I do want to read them, and they will be in a reading vlog. So, I know I'm a year late to the hype, so we'll see if Colleen Hoover is worth it, because I do have another book by her. I have Verity by her, so I do want to read more of her, or not more of the books. It'll just see like these books are what like I want to read into Colleen Hoover, which I haven't actually heard much of her this year like I did last year. And when I did hear of her, it was like kind of controversial. Like you either like her or you don't, or you like some of her books or not. So we'll see. So then the last book I really want to get to is Legendary by Stephanie Garber. The reason why is because I read Carrie in June. And if you don't know, her new book, which is The Crazy True Love, just came out. And I really want to get through the Carrie trilogy and then read the 2 books in Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Battle Never After, so that I can go on to that. I just want to read it because I want to see what the hype's about on that story. Because I did like the Carrie, and I cannot wait to go back into this world. So that is it. That is my October wrap up and my November TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have a good night, good day, wherever you are. And stay tuned for some videos, because some of these are going to be coming in a video. So stay tuned for It Starts With Us. I'm going to have a Stephen King reading vlog, as well as the Shadow and Bone trilogy reading vlog. So, like I said, I hope you guys have a good night, good day, wherever you are, and goodbye.